The forecast. As well as the impact of climate change, it has become increasingly apparent globally. We are facing devastating consequences of extreme weather events, reported the weatherman. The peculiar thing was, that all over the world, has reported the same weather forecast 66.6 C, and the gust of wind was over 500 miles per hour that started from one corner of the earth to the other side of the world, and the wind was progressively rising fast. In California 66.6 C, Montana 66.6 C, Louisiana 66.6 C, Alaska 66.6 C, China 66.6 C, London 66.6 C, ubiquitously, and the temperature was steady declining, fast. Feeling the interrupted serene smug glimmer of comfort, her feelings quickly shifted with flooded unbearable emotions. A momentary look of anguish crossed her face as she pondered over the uncanny forecast report she just learned. The radio faded out completely. There was no signal reception anywhere. She repeated to herself, "It can't be. How could that be? What's going on? It is in the middle of July, and we get a weather forecast, claiming a sleeting." The 66.6 C evoked a dead queasy feeling in her gut. The real zinger was the 66.6 C reported globally in July, simultaneously, unbelievable. That irked her more than anything else. That number 666, oh God help us. Then, it dawned on her. She well knew. She was quite disturbed about the forecast. She had learned the protocol preparation plans, since she was a child. Therefore, it assured her that anything can be attained if one loves and trusts in God. It's happening globally all over the world at the same time. How bizarre. Equipped with a baffled look in her eyes, she timorously drove quickly and with anxiety. Apprehension enveloped her, as she finally arrived at her apartment. She was reluctant to get out of the car into that revolting storm. She had always been terrified of any storm, especially thunderstorms, since she was once struck by lightning. How terrifying that was. She was hoping that this must be some bizarre weathering glitch. She trampled her way along the rutted muddy trailing in an irritated silence, making her way to her apartment. This forecast was worse than a tornado, maybe even a hurricane, she thought to herself. A piercing gust of wind shook the trees above her head, showering her already miserable body frame with a fresh deluge and tree barks. She wiped the water from her eyes with her wet sleeve. Taken by surprise, a blow from the wind caused a large tree branch to fall on her head, almost knocking her on the gritty sodden earth. "Oh! My goodness!" she cried out. "Oh! My goodness! God help me! What I wouldn't give for an umbrella," she thought. Just that brief moment, she was drenched. The heavy rain and wind grew heavier and the sleeting was getting more condensed, almost the size of a walnut. "Oh my God help me," she cried out. Some of her groceries flew out of the bag that she was carrying. It made no sense to try to pick them up, which would lead to more disaster. She finally made